Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Middle guy back today. And today I want to talk about ICE revealing Joe Biden lied about the illegal alien arrests that he was making under his administration to so-called cook the books and make himself look like he was doing something about the illegal invasion that he was allowing to happen, which was just complete bullshit. He did nothing. He let more criminals and more illegals into our country than anybody else ever, by far. And then he lied about the reasoning why it was happening, saying that he needed a bill and all this bullshit, when come to find out, no, all you actually need is a president who has some balls and who will lock that shit down and stop all these morons from invading our country. Ridiculous. But let's get into this video here from Fox and let's react to it.
The ICE director, the acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, yesterday broke news by saying, if you look at the numbers of the illegals that were arrested last year, fiscal year 2024, under Joe Biden, that they were counting those numbers as arrests, but then letting them back out into our country.
Got the cat.
I mean, is that a surprise to anybody who's been paying attention? The Democrat Party is a piece of shit party at this point. I'm not surprised at all that this happened. That's par for the course. That's what Democrats do: arrest and catch and release. That's all they fucking do. Look at all the blue cities: New York, San Francisco, Oakland, Seattle, Portland. All shitholes. All because of failed progressive Democrat policies. But I digress.
Majority of them, exactly. We caught you, we arrested you. They call it a pass-through arrest. The majority of the overall arrests made in fiscal year 2024, 113,431 arrests, were all pass-through arrests.
A pass-through arrest. Why would you even arrest someone in the first place? And that makes no sense if you're just going to cuff them up, take them in, and then be like, okay, have a nice life, take care. We're not going to bother you again. That's ridiculous. And this is the Democrat Party. This is what they support.
And under Trump, out of all the ones that he has arrested this year so far, are not pass-through arrests. They're arresting them, and then they're locking them up, and they're working on deporting them.
So weird. No pass-through arrests under Trump. And I know ICE has made over, I saw yesterday or the day before, they've made over 30,000 arrests so far. Not one pass-through arrest, but yet Joe Biden had more than 100,000 under him. But he's still counting them as arrests, even though those people were still back in the communities, making them unsafe. Seems logical.
So, and Trump's actually on pace so far this year to have more arrests than Joe Biden did last year.
Yeah, we could surpass it. Here's the thing.
He's going to, I guarantee it. ICE will get at least 150,000, if not 200,000. I'm calling it right now, by the end of this year. I'm calling it right now. Check back to this video in December.
You know, the Biden administration said, we're arresting a lot of people. They weren't arresting anybody. These were people who were just coming in the normal process. Okay, I'm surrendering. Okay, fine. You're going to go right into the interior of the United States. So
look at that. Fiscal year 2024, 33,242 arrests under Joe Biden. In, what is that? Not even 3 months. Let's say 2 full months under Trump. 32,809 arrests. So you mean to tell me Biden couldn't find them? They were hiding better under Biden than they did under Trump? No, because Biden didn't give a shit. He wanted to allow all these people in. He wanted to sow division and chaos. It's exactly what he wanted to do. And have people fearful so they think they need the government to protect them when the government the whole time was causing this problem.
Oh, it's just they were cooking the books. That's what Todd Lyons said. Here's his quote. He said, we have uncovered that the previous administration was cooking the books on ICE data. They were purposely misleading the American people by categorizing individuals processed and released into the United States, we've been talking about that for years, as arrests.
Look at that. We found tens of thousands of cases that were recorded as arrests when, in fact, these instances were illegal aliens that were simply processed and released into the American communities. That's disgusting. I want to hear somebody on the left defend this. Please try to defend this. I would love to see your justification for this bullshit, honestly. Please tell me. Tell me why this is okay to be allowed to be happening. Please tell me.
They weren't arrests. We found tens of thousands of cases that were recorded as arrests when, in fact, these instances were illegal aliens that were simply
Disgusting.
processed and released into the American communities. These were numbers that ICE came up to try to make Joe Biden look good. And
Disgusting.
now that it's been revealed,
And the border czar, Camel Toe, fucking heels up Harris, didn't do shit. She's a huge failure. We dodged a nuclear weapon when Trump beat her, because holy fuck, would we be in some serious shit if that bitch got elected.
it makes Joe Biden look bad.
What are the real numbers? We don't even know the real numbers.
We
Exactly.
don't know the real.
Counting
The real numbers are probably fucking zero.
people
Yeah.
and then letting
Well,
them go.
subtract those.
Well, I mean,
many
between the auto pen and between these numbers, we're
And meanwhile, they're arresting them, releasing them in communities, and then funding their lifestyles with our fucking tax dollars.
going to find out a lot that wasn't really done under
Unbelievable.
Joe Biden. And just think about if you did.
What a huge piece of shit Joe Biden is. Just a huge fucking piece of shit. The worst fucking president we've ever had in this country. By far.
Pass what Senator Langford put forward for I guess you would say immigration reform to a degree before the election. The main thing was no one thought that Joe Biden would enforce anything that was passed, let alone the bill as it looked. It turns out, as the president said, we just needed a new president.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't need a bill passed. We needed someone with balls who was going to shut that shit down like Trump did. It's amazing. Border crossings are down like 97%, I think. It's so weird. In just 2 months, Trump was able to get a handle on the border, what Biden couldn't fucking do in 4 years. It's disgusting. And in the meantime, he's trying to mandate COVID vaccines for fucking every American so you can travel and work, like Nazi Germany, and show papers. But they're just letting all these fuckers flood in from the border unchecked, and now we have measles outbreaks happening. And they're trying to blame RFK Jr. and the fucking people, the anti-vaxxers. It's fucking ridiculous.
The numbers are stunning so far, what Tom Homan has done. And then yesterday, when he went up to Albany to meet with the Republican delegation to let them know, I'm looking to do some massive ICE arrests in New York, and we're going to have to probably bypass the governor. What you're seeing now is some of the different arrests, like earlier this week in Houston, 560 plus felons were picked
Border arrests since Trump took office have already outpaced all of 2024. You gotta be shitting me.
up here illegally who have committed a
Tell me again that Biden cared. Tell me that with a straight face, please. That dementia-ridden piece of shit, senile old bastard actually cared.
crime and previously been allowed to stay. The one area, there's many areas where the president's had success, but the one where it's just undeniable is here.
So
God, Biden was such a
Todd
piece of
is
shit.
Career guy. He's been doing this for under Republicans as well as Democrats. He knows how the numbers are supposed to be counted. If you talk to anyone that has covered the border before, if you talk to Bill Malugin, Griff Jenkins, people that are there, we've had sources for years now under the Biden administration to tell us these numbers aren't accurate. But we never had any proof to go on record to say, okay, these numbers aren't false. But a lot of agents kept saying,
ridiculous.
look, the stuff that they're putting out there, we conducted arrests. We arrest these people. We're not grabbing these folks. But we saw what they did essentially what they did with the CBP app is they found a way around the system. They were fudging the numbers with the CBP app as well because people were surrendering.
Who's surprised by this? I'm not at all. The whole Biden presidency was just smoke and mirrors, honestly, and stealing money.
And they were saying the apprehensions at the border were down because people just turned themselves in. But the crossings were still crossings, but they didn't count those numbers toward them when they used the app.
And what about when they were flying them in and they weren't going across the border?
They did the same
They probably counted those as arrests too.
thing when it came down to the arrest as well. And we didn't need really this report to justify because we see the 10 million people that are in the country right now. We know the ICE guys are essentially out of gas right now because they're having to do these massive arrests every single day. We didn't see that under Joe Biden, yet they're trying to claim that the numbers were the same.
Well,
now we got a guy that's telling us
they
it's
were
true.
lying.
No, all they did was lie under the Biden and his fucking administration. All they did was lie.
They're fudging the numbers.
Of course.
Well, they were using
fudging the numbers. They were completely making up the numbers.
Kind of weasel words.
That's right.
Legalese, where they would say, okay, it was a pass-through arrest. The average person on the street, what the hell's a pass-through arrest? It's not where the ICE guys knock on a door and make an arrest. It's just, okay, somebody surrenders in El Paso, and they go, okay, go that way. That's a pass-through arrest.
Essentially, we're counting someone being detained for a period of time as an arrest.
2 minutes.
And
Yeah, detainment isn't an arrest. How ridiculous and disgusting is the Biden administration? Unbelievable.
and detainment is not an arrest.
Right.
Right. Catch and
Thank you, sir.
release, and that app has been changed. So if you
There should never be an app to claim asylum and just enter the country. How ridiculous is that? Show me one other country that does this. Please. I would love to see that.
just apply in another country, you apply, you in your app to here, and all of a sudden you get a little notification that says you can come. And when you come, you could say, okay, we're going to process you, and you go into the system, and that's how we got 10 million people here.
Yeah. Thanks, Piss Pants Biden and Camel Toe.
That are still, and their status is up.
And now the app is CBP Home, where you can go back on that app and you self-deport yourself. Okay, when do I want to go
Yeah, pack your shit, get the fuck out.
home? Because if you don't do that and you get caught and deported, you never, ever get to come back.
Good, fuck them. If you enter this country illegally, you should never be allowed back in it ever again. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, you saw all that there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow me on X at MiddleGuy7, and I'll see everybody in the next one. Thanks for watching.